Good morning, Miss Mandy. How are you today? How are you? Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing? Just waking up. Me too. I mean, I have gotten up and showered and stuff, but I'm still in my brain waking up. Good morning. I am just opening my planner. I didn't get any pre-planning done. It was a busy weekend, but I think I have what I need. Oh, excuse me, 1 second. Something. Okay, just had to adjust my contact there. Okay, there we go. You haven't gotten that far. You just literally got out of bed. Listen to me when I say that one of the reasons why I do the Monday morning show is because it forces me to do just that, to get out of bed. And Lord knows there have been many times I have literally rolled out of bed, put on a baseball cap to do the Monday morning show. The fact that I'm showered before the Monday morning show is becoming my normal, but has not been my normal. I'm working on it. That's one of the reasons why I do this for accountability. Good morning, Miss Cindy. You made it. Welcome, welcome. All right. I am just trying to turn my monitor on, as I always try to do when I'm sitting at my desk in the morning. Hopefully it will turn on. All right. We are going to be reading Psalm 34. Psalm 34. Just scooch my chair. Good morning, Caitlin. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Leonie. Good morning, Darlene. Hello, everyone. We are going to be in Psalm 34 this morning. Psalm 34, the Lord delivers the righteous. It also says concerning David when he pretended to be insane in the presence of Abimelech, who drove him out and departed. All right. I don't remember this cross-reference off the top of my head, but this would be 2 Samuel somewhere. Or 1 Samuel. This might be 1 Samuel. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so this is a Psalm of David, or concerning David. Oh, and if you don't know, I'm reading from Psalms of the Bible. This is a volume from Holman. It has all the Psalms of the Bible from the Christian Standard Version and the King James. So, Psalm 34, beginning in verse 1, it says, I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise will always be on my lips. I almost said his praise will continually be on my lips. I believe that's the King James. His praise will always be on my lips. I will boast in the Lord. The humble will hear and be glad. Proclaim the Lord's greatness with me. Let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord, and he answered me and rescued me from all my fears. Those who look to him are radiant with joy. Their faces will never be ashamed. I like that. This poor man cried, and the Lord heard him and saved him from all his troubles. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and rescues them. Taste and see that the Lord is good. How happy is the person who takes refuge in him. You who are his holy ones, fear the Lord, for those who fear him lack nothing. Young lions lack food and go hungry, but those who seek the Lord will not lack any good thing. Come, children, listen to me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. Who is someone who desires life, loving a long life to enjoy what is good? Keep your tongue from evil and your lips from deceitful speech. Turn away from evil and do what is good. Seek peace and pursue it. The eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are open to their cry for help. The face of the Lord is set against those who do what is evil, to remove all memory from them from the earth. The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears and rescues them from all their troubles. The Lord is near the brokenhearted. He saves those crushed in spirit. One who is righteous has many adversities, but the Lord rescues him from them all. He protects all his bones. Not one of them is broken. Evil brings death to the wicked, and those who hate the righteous will be punished. The Lord redeems the life of his servants, and all who take refuge in him will not be punished. Cindy says, I so needed to hear this one this morning. Me too. Me too. This is good. I love verse 8. That was a memory verse of mine when I was a kid, a homeschooled kid. My mom had this book. My mom had this book of memory verses. I don't remember what it was, but that was one of mine. Psalm 34:8. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him. I needed to hear that. I also really liked verse 5 where it says, those who look to him are radiant with joy. Their faces will never be ashamed. And also, keep your tongue from evil and your lips from deceitful speech. That's another memory verse from childhood. Keep your tongue from evil and your lips from speaking lies. That might be the NIV. I'm not sure. All right. Let's go ahead and... one second. I'm looking for my chapstick because my lips are really dry and it's driving me crazy. And I'm not sure. Oh, there it is. I found it. Okay, here we go. Let's talk icebreaker. So I'm going to use our icebreaker starter pack from Best Self. You know what I need to do? It just occurred to me that I need to put our Monday morning show stuff in my favorites page on my website, just in case anybody's interested in using these things. Yeah, so I might work on that this week. That way, if anybody's interested, I can just say, go to my website. It's right there. Yeah? Okay. That's an idea. My stomach is actively growling. Yes, please? Okay, I'll do that. My stomach is actively growling. I hope you can't hear it, but I'm like really hungry. So just FYI. Okay. Last week, I picked one of each color, random, one of each color. And I should have gotten this prepared beforehand, but it's a miracle. I even just took a shower before we got on the call. Okay, before we started the show. Okay. And last but not least. Okay, so each card is a different color, which signifies a particular category. I'm just going to pick one at random. Not going to look. So not looking. All right. Experiences. Ooh. This might be a little hard to answer typing it out. I'm going to ask this question of you. You think about it. You don't have to answer it in the chat, okay? Those of you who are watching the replay, you can answer in the comments if you'd like, but I'm not going to make you. I don't know. This is hard. Sometimes this is hard since we're, not in person. Let me try a different one. Oh, okay. Here we go. This is an easier one. This is so much easier. Let me ask the hard one. Okay. Think about it. If you want to put it in the chat, go ahead. But I know this might be a little difficult. If you want to put it in the comments of the replay, go ahead. Be my guest. I'll just offer it up in case this might be something you want to think about personally, or if it's a good discussion question to ask in another venue. Okay. What opportunity for love or money have you given up? Do you regret it now? What opportunity for love or money have you given up? Do you regret it now? Answer at your own convenience or desire. Okay, this is the one I want in the chat for this discussion. This is okay, so that was experiences. This is if you could ... If you could write a book, what would it be about? If you could write a book, what would it be about? I have. Oh Oh, okay. I just thought of what today's book recommendation might be. Okay. If you could write a book, what would it be about? I would probably like to write something theological. That's number one. Something also tells me that it would be fun. I'm not saying I'm pursuing this in any way, shape, or form, but I would love to write a historical fiction piece. Like, I would love to discover a piece of history that I want to know more about that maybe doesn't get enough, airtime in bookstores. That's a mixed metaphor. And maybe do a really cool historical fiction piece about like a woman in history who did something really cool. I like those kinds of stories. Give me a second. I'm going to fix my camera. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Okay, less glare. All right. That's what I would like to do. All right, Cindy K answered our first question. Okay. Again, if it is too difficult to type, don't worry about it. Maybe try the second one. Same again for those of you who are watching the replay. Cindy says she gave up her corporate job to stay home and pursue God's plan. So you did give something up, but you don't regret it. That's the part. And Cindy did write a book. She did write a book. And you're saying your next one, you'd like to write about theology and faithful living. Love it. Love it, love it. All right. I'm going to keep going. If you would like to continue answering the questions, go for it. If not, that's totally fine. I'm going to put my cards back and see. You would like to write a fantasy book with theological undertones of Narnia, but you're working on a regular fairy tale for your future children now. I love that. In fact, and Caitlin, remind me of this, Caitlin's a personal friend of mine. That's why I'm speaking familiarly to her. What was I going to say? I follow, I think, some people on Bookstagram who write like Christian fantasy. And so I will give you the names of the people I follow in case you don't follow them, in case you don't already follow them. And, if you're interested in finding more people who do similar things. But give me a bit because it's going to take me a minute to dig them up. You know how it is on Instagram. I'm like, oh yeah, I follow this person. I don't remember what their name is, but that would be really cool. Okay, let's see what else we have. Okay. See the Rex. Good morning. This is your first time watching. Rejoice always. What is your given name, my friend? What is your given name? So I can say it. Otherwise, I will call you Rejoice, which, if that's your given name, that's a beautiful name. Okay. Oh, whoops. I forgot to put my categories in. The other Darlene. Darlene number 2 has entered the building, friends. Yes. We have 2 Darlenes in Club 119, at least 2 that we have discovered. So Darlene and Darlene. Okay. Awesome. There you go. Okay, got it. All right, let's talk about priorities, guys. How did your priorities go last week? And what might we have on the agenda for this week? So last week I had 3 priorities. I had 3 things I wanted to work on. And so one of them was planning for YouTube, because I have not been doing YouTube in a long time, except for the live. But I haven't made any videos in a while. I need to pick that back up, and I've got some plans. So I did do that planning. And then I had to work on some stuff for Ecclesiastes and actually Romans as well, because I'm doing both this fall in 2 different venues. And so I did do that work as well. The other thing that I had to work on was a project I don't remember if I talked about this or if I'm trying to keep this a secret. I can't remember. But I had another project I was going to work on. I'll just put it that way. And I did not work on it. But I had a major thing come up in my schedule that kind of just cut my ability to work on a couple of things. So something else superseded it, and that's okay. So I wasn't lazy. Something else just came up. So it is what it is. It's fine. Okay, let's see. The other things I needed to get done. I had a huge issue situation with my shop. I had to take my existing shop off of my website, like the link to it off my website. I had to relist everything in Etsy. Now, if you go to my shop on my website, it's an Etsy shop instead of a Shopify. Anyway, it's a whole thing. I had to deal with that. There was like other things that I did not plan for that happened. So I did 2 out of 3, plus some other things that I was not accounting for. I'm going to count last week a success. Also, I was doing a pretty good job writing stuff down as well, which if you're a planner, you know that sometimes even just writing stuff down can be a challenge. So let me show you this. Watch this. This is how some of my spreads have been going. Not a lot going on, okay? Last week, this is how my spread went, okay? A lot more recording and like actually keeping track. So we've got a brand new clean spread in my planner. What are y'all saying? Okay, Mandy, you are coloring in a book that is a story. Does that count? Listen, if you want it to count, then yes, it counts. Absolutely. Absolutely. Cindy, you said not well at all, but you did get your commonplace book and your Stalogy set up. Awesome. I did not bring my commonplace book. Did I show you all my commonplace book last week? The floral one? That's going to be a video. I want to share that with you all. Let's see. But that's good. That's really, really good. And Cindy, are you at the lake? Because you guys like moved on to the lake for a while, right? You're not at the lake? Oh. Okay, well, we'll have to talk about that later. Okay. Let's see, Darlene, you got some things done for all 3, but you're still working on all of them. That's good. So Darlene, then you can say you made progress. You had to come home for some family issues. Okay, I got you. Yeah, that stuff happens. Life happens. Yes, it is what it is. It absolutely is what it is. Sometimes I'm like, you know what, whatever. It'd be what it be. What am I going to do? Cry about it? I just got to keep going, right? Okay. All right, so this week, oh my goodness, you guys, I flipped over to my page and I was like, why is there already writing on this spread? I did pre-plan 2 of my priorities. Thank you, past Alyssa. All right, and they are things that I was actually going to write down. So this week I have to work on a media kit for myself, for my business, because there are some things I want to work on for the rest of, in the second half of the year. I do want to film some video content. I want to, but it's a lot of work that I'm not looking forward to, but I do need to do it. So we're filming some video content and I need to, oh man, what's the third priority? August is on Thursday. You all, the new month is coming. We are firmly now in the middle of the 3rd quarter. So here we go. Film some videos. Let's see. Clean office. Like video stuff is going to take a lot of time. So I want to be easy with myself. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I do have a ton of work to do in my office, but I don't want it to take up like an entire day. You know what I mean? So what I'm probably going to do is challenge myself to do like 20-minute, like little spurts. I don't know what you call this. What do you call it when you have runners that only run for like a short amount of time? Sprinters. There we go. Huh. Okay. I'm going to do like 20 or 30-minute sprints. Okay. Okay. So we're going to do cleaning sprints, organizing sprints, because it's not that it's dirty. Ah, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. It just needs to be organized. Okay. So we're going to do organizing sprints. Organizing sprints. Okay, there we go. So those are my 3. Oh, okay, here we go. It is crazy how the year flew by. It is flying by. Like, it's not just you, it's me too. It's so incredibly fast. It's so incredibly fast. I'm doing my best to just take, each week by week, take time week by week and then month by month. And meaning that sounds so silly, but I'm trying to take it all as it comes and be really intentional about my time as much as I can and not spend too much. Because usually what I'll do is be like, oh man, I lost so much time and I didn't get anything done. And why didn't I finish this? And I haven't completed that yet. And I get all like, rattled because of what has not happened. And so I just have to decide, listen, can't control any of it. I'm going to do my best with what I've got where I'm at. And that's all I can do. That's all I can do. I keep saying that to myself. Do my best with what I've got where I'm at. And keep my hands open for interruptions, right? Okay. Mandy has 4 priorities. Work on scripture writing, chores, yep, coloring journal, and helping a friend with a garage sale this weekend. Oh, fun. Very fun. Serenity. Exactly. That would be serenity. That would be serenity. I heartily agree. Heartily agree. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I couldn't help that. Okay. So just to reiterate, in case, we've got some newbies here. When I do my top 3, so my top, oh, mercy, I'm falling apart. My top 3 go right here in this column. And then the rest of my tasks go up here. You're just falling apart. The rest of my tasks go up here. So I have 100 other things to do. But my top 3 means that if I can at least get these things done, well, you can look at it 2 different ways. These are the things that if I could just get at least these three things done, then the week will have been a success. I will count it as a success. And or these are going to be the things I spend more time on. And then these things I'll, divvy up the time around it. But what ends up happening often, and it happened last week, is that sometimes these will take precedence. It will happen to take precedence. And then this will get, sometimes it flip-flops. So sometimes one of these will become a top priority and one of these will become less of a priority, just depending on what's going on. I hope that made sense or was helpful at all. Okay. Caitlin, you have to deep clean the apartment, take time to be creative, especially in watercolors. Awesome. And stop skipping your dang skincare. I understand that. Oh my goodness, do I understand that. Speaking of skincare, I need to order more makeup, but that's a whole thing. But I do need to, okay, I'll put that on my list for next week. Maybe not. Thank you for saying that. I have to think about that. There's some things I need to change. Do I have the mental capacity to change it? Right now, what I'm doing is working good enough, but there are some things that I need to change. Okay, thank you for saying that. Oh, while I was showing my planner, I had a thought. There it is. Okay. Okay, so I found a typo in my planner, so I took it off the site. When I was printing this, I usually like a Sunday start, but I printed out all Monday starts, which I'm glad I did because I do like my weekend together, so it's fine. But I found out that I um, designed. I don't know. There's a typo in the weekend on my Monday start planner that I have to fix. And it's like a lot of pages, 52 weeks that I have to go in and change. So, anyway, so I need to do that. Fix planner. Fix Monday start planner. Okay. Mandy, you actually have 5, though you also have to redo your pencils in color family order. That sounds like fun. I want to color code pencils. You do. So on Saturday and Sunday, instead of a chore at the bottom, in the bottom column, I don't know if you can see this. On Saturday and Sunday, it's supposed to have a heart instead of a chore because on the weekend, I wanted to put something a little different, something you could be grateful for or that you're loving rather than a chore. But I forgot to on the Sunday start, it's correct. But on Saturday here, it has, instead of a heart, it has a chore because originally this was a Friday. And then this Monday, this Monday has, yeah, this Monday has a heart instead of a chore. So I need to go in and fix that before anybody else buys it. You didn't even think that was a typo? No, that's not supposed to be that way. I wanted the weekend, not that I don't do chores on the weekend because I absolutely do, but I wanted the weekend to just be a little bit different and the focus in the planner to be what are you loving, what are you enjoying, or what are you grateful for? And then Monday through Friday, then you would have like a mini chore list. So that's kind of how I wanted to do it, but I messed up. And when you're doing that many pages in a planner, it can be a lot to keep up with. My stomach is really talking to me today. It's having a moment. Okay. Okay, so those are my top 3. I will be adding to the list as I go. Okay, we are coming to the end of the month. I've got 3 more days, and I wanted to update you on. No, I will send you the corrected file. You won't have to purchase a new one. No. That was my fault. I'll just send you the corrected file. That's not, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. For one little page discrepancy, no, absolutely not. Okay, I want to update you on how it's been reading not the Torah, but the Old Testament. So for those of you who don't know, at the beginning of the month of July, I decided I wanted to read the entire Old Testament in 31 days. Many people have done it. Many people have read the entire Bible in a whole month. Cindy, I think you've done that multiple times. And so I was like, I've never finished the Old Testament. I just need to sit down and read it. Here's the thing. The way I'm doing this is I'm listening to it because it is a lot of text, obviously. And I'm very busy, and sitting down and just reading it on the page just wasn't going to be feasible. So I decided to listen. So I have completed, as of the 29th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm at 11 and a half books out of 39. So there's that. So but I'm going to do as much of a couple of things. I'm going to do as much that I'm going to do. Sorry, guys. Oh, I'm still waking up. I'm going to complete as many books as I can between now and Wednesday. I did skip 1st and 2nd Samuel because I just got finished with those books in our women's Bible study at my church earlier this year. So I wasn't going to spend my time. I already been there, done that. My biggest goal was to finish the prophets because those are the ones I hadn't read all of. I have finished Isaiah and Jeremiah. I'm in Ezekiel. Those were huge hitters for me. If I don't do anything else, I have read Habakkuk and Zephaniah. We've done that. And I've read Esther. I've read Lamentations, Ruth, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon. I have read all of Job. Have I read all Proverbs and the Psalms? I have not read all of Psalms. But I just want to finish the ones that I have not read at all. Not necessarily the ones that I have read, because like I've already read Genesis through Deuteronomy. So I did spend the time to go through those, and I'm glad I did. But now that I'm in crunch time, I'm going to just go over the ones that I literally have not ever read all the way through, and then count that as a success. Because had I not challenged myself to do this, even though I didn't complete all of the chapters of the Old Testament, reading this much in 29 days is unprecedented for me. I've never done it before. So I covered a lot of ground in a little less than in a month. You know, I will have covered a lot of ground in a month, and I will be able to say that I've read, hopefully by the 31st, I'll be able to say that I've read all of the Old Testament. I just didn't finish it in 31 days, which is fine for me. Sometimes you shoot high knowing that you're going to hit a little bit below the mark, but at least you still pushed yourself to do more than you were before. That was my intention. And so I will have counted this as a success. That's great considering how much content is in it. It is so much, and it's dense. And I'm sitting there, like last week, I'm sitting there in a coffee shop listening to Jeremiah while I was designing something. And I'm like, whoa! Like I knew the story of Jeremiah. At least I knew like the major parts, and I knew some of what happened to him, but goodness, that man, what that man suffered for God is incredible. It's incredible. So anyway, I will count that as a success. And if you didn't know, this printable is available in the freebies page on my website. Just go to the freebies. It's right there. You can download it. No, red tape, super easy. Just you can download it, print it off as many as you want, share it, whatever you want. And then there should be one for the entire Bible too. If you want a checkoff sheet for, I think I did the whole Bible. I think I did. That was my intention too. I'm not logged in. Goodness. Okay. Anyway, if somebody wants to check, you can. Anyway, and if it's not there, let me know, because then I will make one. Okay. All right, so that's my little update for that. What else we got? Okay, so, we need challenges. We need challenges. Oh, and I got to get some book recommendations. I was late on my newsletter last week because, again, something came up, kind of flipped my week around as far as getting things done. Let's do book recs really quick first. I have one in mind. I was talking about historical fiction a minute ago. And here it is. I'm going to share a book that did I already share? I don't think I already shared this. I did not share this yet. So we're going to do this one. I have not read it yet. We're going to do, what do we want? Somebody say in the chat, this is historical fiction. Do we want like history or theology? Or do we want history? Hold on. Memoir. I've got memoir. Or do we want practical, like life stuff? Both. Okay, so history and theology. Up here, right here, I've got like, I don't know, personal development. That's what this is called. I've got personal development up here too. I also have business or like writing, that kind of stuff. Okay, we want theology. All right, let me pull something theological. And then we want history. Okay, let's see. What do we got? Again, I am recommending things I have not read, right? I have not read. Let's see. Ooh, this is good. It's hard to just pick one. All right. We'll pick a couple. We'll pick a couple. One from a author that I have read, one from an author I have not read. So we're going to do that. And I'm going to pick, you said history. Let's do... Oh, I know. Hold on. Let me find it. Let me find it. Here we go. Caitlin, this is for you because if she's still on, because I mentioned it this past weekend, but I forgot to give it to you. All right. And this is a memoir. This is a memoir. Here we go. But it's also history. Okay, so here we go. Amy Harmon wrote a book called A Girl Named Samson. This was going around on Book Talk around the 4th of July because it's about the revolution. So this is 1760. Deborah Samson is born to Puritan parents in Plimpton, Massachusetts. When her father abandons the family and her mother is unable to support them, Deborah is bound as an indentured servant. From that moment on, she yearns for a life of liberation and adventure. 20 years later, as the American colonies begin to buckle in their battle for independence, Deborah, impassioned by the cause, disguises herself as a soldier and enlists in the Continental Army. Her impressive height and lanky build make her transformation a convincing one, but it wasn't long before she finds herself confronting the horrors of war head on. But as Deborah fights for her country's freedom, she must contend with a secret of who she is and ultimately a surprising love she cannot deny. A Girl Named Samson. I actually didn't think it was as thick as it is when I saw it. It is 300 and some pages. I cannot wait to read this book. But she is a real person. So this is based on a true story. Yeah. So Revolutionary War book. I'm really excited about this. I wish I could read it right now, but I can't. But maybe one of you will get to it before I do. Have at it. Have fun. Okay. This is history. This is the one I was talking about, Caitlin. This is My Remarkable Journey, a memoir. Katherine Johnson. Okay. She is the life that inspired Hidden Figures. So if you all, which I also have, this is a twofer. This is a flight. Okay. If you all saw the movie Hidden Figures, this is the movie cover of the book. So the woman who inspired this story, this is her in real life. Yeah. So this is her memoir. I'm trying to see. In 2015, at the age of 97, Katherine Johnson became a global celebrity for her pioneering work as a mathematician on NASA's first flights into space. In this memoir, she shares her personal journey from child prodigy in the Allegheny Mountains of West Virginia to NASA human computer, centered around the basic tenets of her life. No one is better than you. Education is paramount, and asking questions can break barriers. I'm writing that down. This heartfelt memoir captures the many facets of this unique woman, the curious daddy's girl, pioneering professional, and sage elder. Katherine Johnson, My Remarkable Journey. So, yes. All right. And then, of course, Hidden Figures. I have not read the book. I have not read this book, but I watched the movie. Loved it. Love this movie. Yeah. So, anyway, so there's the twofer. Here's the twofer. Okay. Love the movie. Love it. It was a really good movie. You can't be giving me these book recs, but I still have 9 books on my shelf for me. Or from you. Yeah, from me. Yeah. Caitlin came over last Sunday. She had a stack of books. I'm sorry, honey. We do this every week now. So just write it down. We'll work through it. It's okay. This is why I give book recs of things I have not read, because I have too many to not share. If I waited until I read them, I would never share. So here we go. So here's some theology, some practical theology. Okay. Some practical theology. This is a twofer as well. Hold on. Okay. So once upon a time in Club 119, this was a book rec that we did for the book club, The Right Kind of Strong by Mary Cassian. I like Mary Cassian, so I have read her before. This is about, let's see. Mary Cassian offers biblical guide to what it means to be a woman who lives in God's mighty power rather than in her own. Delving into Paul's exhortation in 2 Timothy, Cassian reveals scripture's warnings about 7 habits that can zap women's strength, helping you to discover, here we go, discovering 5 keys to mastering your mind, how to ditch baggage and lighten your load, develop a game plan to deal with rogue emotions, discover the essential ingredient for building some backbone, and know the difference between right and wrong, the right and wrong kind of strong. Okay? Now, I've read this. It's been a while. Was it the right kind of strong or was it something else? Doesn't matter. There's a recommendation. Okay. She also wrote The Right Kind of Confident. This is the one I was pulling for the recommendation. The Remarkable Grit of a God-Fearing Woman. The Right Kind of Confident. Popular wisdom says the solution to, who among us isn't plagued with fears, insecurities, and self-doubt? Popular wisdom says the solution is to simply believe more strongly in ourselves. But Mary Cassian explains that the way to combat fear is with more fear of a different kind. In this follow-up book to her popular book, The Right Kind of Strong, Cassian again draws on her vast biblical knowledge to show us a better way to navigate life. She compares the Bible's definition of confidence with the world's well-worn self-help formulas and sets us on the right path. As you begin to apply each chapter of material, you'll discover the true meaning of confidence, the difference between negative fear and positive fear, and how to turn the enemy's tool of fear on its head with strong confidence. Wish you had a Kindle. Yeah, I have a Kindle. It's old. I don't use it very often, but that would be a really great way to read books less expensively and also to save space if this isn't something that is feasible or this is not something we desire, right? Kindle is a great option. However, if you have a smartphone, you can actually read books. There's a Kindle app. So you can read books on your phone in the same way you would read on a Kindle. My only concern with that would be reading on a device isn't as healthy on our eyes as it is reading on a regular page or on like a Kindle Paperwhite, something like that mimics actual paper. But in a pinch, you absolutely can use the Kindle app. Okay, last one. Here we go. So I'll go over my actual recommendations. Oh, I totally understand. That's why the app is really great. It's a really great alternative. And then sometimes books go on sale for really, really cheap. You just have to keep a lookout, and then you're only paying a few dollars. So that's a way to save money. But I do understand it can definitely get pricey. That's why most of the books that I own are thrifted, or I get them on really, really steep clearance or discount. I don't buy most of my books for list price. It's way too expensive. Okay, so last one, making work. Try that again. Make work matter. Make Work Matter, Your Guide to Meaningful Work in a Changing World by Michaela O'Donnell. Okay, this is the cover. Let's see. Make Work Matter provides a blueprint for a better future. Filled with stories and insights from faithful entrepreneurs and built on solid research, this book will help you discover what God is calling you to do in a changing world, define where you are in this season of work, embrace what the Bible says and doesn't say about calling, develop a mindset and habits suited for a new world of work, and reflect on and work out ways that sustain you on the journey. It's time to close the gap between what you're doing now and the life-giving work you desire. This book will help you chart your own way forward. So yeah, a path toward more meaningful work that makes an impact. The reason why I pulled this is because, number one, I'm interested, but sometimes we feel like work is a negative thing, or work is just the thing that we have to do in order to, have food on the table and keep the lights on, that kind of thing. But work is a pre-fall construct. We were designed to work. We were designed to do good work and to help each other out. And so this sounds like it's going to be a good title because the world has changed so much, right? It's changed so much. How do we build a healthy, what I hope, a biblical construct of work? What can we do to create a good biblical framework for work and then do it well, right? And then do it well. So those are my recs with a couple of add-ons. So the three were A Girl Called Samson, historical fiction based on a true story, Make Work Matter, and The Right Kind of Confident. And then our little peripheral, nope, I had four. And My Remarkable Journey. A Remarkable Journey. So there were four today, not three. And then paired with Hidden Figures, if you desire, and The Right Kind of Strong. All right, so that's what? 6 books, you all. That's awesome. All right. Can you read The Life Principles by Charles Stanley? Help me out, Mandy. Are you asking if you should read it? Is that the question? While you're answering, I just want to clarify, make sure I'm understanding your question correctly. Am I recommending if you should read it? Is that what we're asking? While we're doing that, I'm going to pull our challenges for the week as we wrap this up. We are 6 minutes to the top of the hour. Thank you all for hanging with me for this long. Ooh. Number 1, we're doing that one. I'm going to pick, okay, so I have these card decks from Cultivate What Matters. This is the Faith Action deck in the yellow, and the Wellness Action deck. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Mandy, let me clarify what this is. This is just something I did because this was kind of a fluke. When a couple weeks ago on my birthday, I just I had gone to the bookstore, and I think this is when it started, and I just shared the books I bought and said, hey, these are I call them soft recs because I have not read them yet, therefore I can't vet them, I can't recommend them and say you absolutely should read it because it was wonderful. They're just books on my shelves. I own hundreds of books, and a lot of them I have not read, but I don't want to not share what's on my TBR just because I have not read it. So now I've just added this segment of the show and said, hey, here are some recs to put on your TBR, some recommendations for your TBR from my TBR, my to be read list, in case you're interested. We are not reading these in any sort of communal way. This is not book club in that sense. You do not have to read these. Please read whatever you have and are interested in. These are just titles to jot down. If you come across it, if you can get a good deal on it, if you happen to pick it up, if somebody asks you, I want to buy you something, like if it's a gift, whatever it is, can be, needs to be for you, take it. These are just offerings from my shelves and recommendations. So you absolutely can read Life Principles by Charles Stanley in lieu of any of these titles. This is not to replace or to be anything more than just, hey, jot these down because they looked good to me. They may look good to you. That's all this is. Okay, so we picked one. We did that before. Does that answer your question? I don't think I was clear. All right, we'll do this one. And okay, good. I take for granted, sometimes I think I've said things and I may not have, or I did, but then there's constant like new faces. Or there's a constant potential for new faces. So I want to make sure we're keeping everybody abreast of the situation. All right, I'm just going to do these two. Keep it simple. All right, so this is the Wellness Action Ideas. And I need to, I said I was going to put Monday Morning Show tabs or tab in favorites. So if you ever see anything that I use on a regular basis for the Monday Morning Show, not the recommendations, these go in a blog post. So if you're interested, on my website in the blog, there are posts called From My TBR, and you can get information from those books or for those books and how to get them. I post links when I can to Amazon and bookshop.com. So bookshop.com is just another place to get your books. Another place to get your books. The reason why I put it there is because they specifically are a bookseller that helps independent bookstores. So Amazon is the big conglomerate, I don't know if that's the right word, monopoly on the book situation. And so while I use it, I don't love it because it's a big corporation that is hurting smaller independent bookstores. So it's the nature of the beast. So anyway, bookshop.com, it is going to be pricier and you're not going to get your books as quickly, but they do actually intentionally help the independent bookstore system situation. So I have those two options when I can. Sometimes the books that I'm recommending are not on bookshop.com. So anyway, those are blog posts that will be up on my website every week. So I try to do that post every week. I have 2 already because we've done this twice before. It's difficult, Cindy. It's so difficult. Okay, so these, I'm going to make a tab on my favorites page on my website. So if these are still available, I will I'll put the links up if they're still available. And then also our Psalms volume, I'll put that up there. So if you see something and you're like, oh, I want that too, then we haven't done them yet, then we can, then I'll put them on the favorites. I'm so sorry. I'm like reading your stuff and I'm talking and yeah. Okay. Here are the challenges. So these are from the wellness and the faith challenges. Here we go. For the faith challenge. I love this one because I've been doing it and I love it so much. Identify at least one time of day that you can, oh, wait. This is not the one that I do. This is the one I need to do. This is the one I like to do. Okay, so here's what I need to do. Maybe you do as well. Identify at least one time of day that you can declare as social media free. Multitasking Alyssa is not the best Alyssa because she's firing too many things at once. And it's a wild ride. Okay. Identify at least one time of day that you can declare as social media free, perhaps at breakfast or when you're having one-on-one time with a loved one. Walk in the freedom of not having to check in and know that God can satisfy your longings. Okay. I'll tell you a little bit about that here in a second because it goes with this. All right, here's a wellness one. This evening, maybe put it in your planner to do every night this week. I need to choose all day. I understand. I'm gonna talk about that here in a second. This evening, or at least a few times a week this week, write out your reflections from the day. It doesn't have to be fancy. They say on a scrap piece of paper is fine. So anything you can write on, okay? Journal what went well. What went well? What was frustrating? Moments of joy? What you'd like to remember? Or anything else that comes to mind. Okay, I'm going to read that one more time slowly in case you want to take note of this, and you can watch the replay and get this again. Okay, journal what went well, what was frustrating, moments of joy, what you'd like to remember, or anything else that is on your mind and heart. Okay, you want to start using a scrap piece of paper and tip it in a journal. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, at the end of the day, just reflect. It does not have to be fancy. It just has to serve a purpose, right? It does not have to be fancy. It just has to serve a purpose. On that note, a couple of things to suggest. I have my simple summer reset sheet. This is in my this is in my freebie section too. So if you want to go on my website, it's right there for freebies. I was going to say favorites. That's not it. My chair, you guys. Oh, stinking chair. I'm so tired of this chair. I need a new one. Okay. So this has some of those kinds of questions. And these kinds of questions, some of them you could ask on a weekly basis if you want. Like what's been working or not working? What are you loving? What have you accomplished? Those kinds of things. So you can use this as a tool if you would like. It's there for you. Okay, so with this whole social media thing, and we're at 9:03, guys, so sorry. Okay, the whole social media thing, since I've been listening to the Bible in such huge quantities, that means I'm not on social media as much. The other thing I've been doing is I have been journaling. Like I've been journaling way more than I used to. I don't have it on me. I did share the Next Right Thing guided journal. This is something I do at the end of the day, not every day of the week, just a couple of times a week. And so this has also helped me not be on social media at night before I go to bed. It's not perfect. I'm working on it. I was definitely on social media last night instead of journaling. So it ebbs and flows, but I am on less. I'm going to count that as a win. So I'm on less than I normally had been. I'm going to count it as a win. So, and then I have another journal. It's an A5 small. This is an A5 size. I have another A5. This is for work. I just put work tasks in here day to day and write notes as I'm working. But I have one that's on my bedside that I just long form journal. I write about my day. I write about what was really great or frustrating or whatever. I do all of that in a journal. It helps with the social media thing. So that's all the stuff. Let's go ahead and have prayer. If you have any questions, you know to find me. I think most, if not all of you, are in Club 119. So if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. And I hope you have a wonderful Monday and a fantastic week, you all. Do good work. Do good work. Do good work. Have fun. Enjoy the things in life that are enjoyable, that God has given as gifts. Enjoy your people, whoever that happens to be, coworkers, family, friends, whoever that happens to be. Challenge yourself, but do good work. We are kingdom builders. Part of that means that we should make the spaces around us as beautiful as we can, even though around us is chaotic and uncertain and dark. So let's do good work. Have a good week. Face the challenges. Pray. Stay on our knees. All that stuff. Read your Bible. I got some fun things coming up on YouTube. Hopefully, as we get into the new month. That's my plan. I'm going to work hard on that. All right. I'm going to have prayer and let us all go. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this brand new Monday. For a lot of us, it's the beginning of our work week. I just ask that you would be with us as we do our work, whatever that is. If it's an office, if we're getting paid for it, if we're not getting paid for it, whatever is in our hands now in this season of our lives to do, help us to do it well so that it can glorify you, because that is our ultimate goal. We ask that you would be with us as we face various challenges and issues and situations that might be hard to navigate. You are, I was going to say the great physician, which you are, but you are the wisest. You have all of the answers, and we just ask that you would give us answers when appropriate, that you would give us peace when we're not clear on what needs to happen, that your will would be done, and that we would walk patiently, as difficult as that is, patiently and calmly and joyfully through seasons of uncertainty. I ask that you would help us to enjoy that which you have given us to enjoy, and that we would be a light wherever we are, whether that's in our homes, on the workplace, or in the workplace, and amongst our family and friends, whatever that looks like, Father. We just ask that you would help us to be a light and a joy and to spread sunshine so that when people see us, they see that we are daughters of the King. We ask all of these things. Oh, and I please want to just ask that you would be with every lady here and all their families that are represented, their homes, their families. Please guide them and bless them. Whatever is going on in their lives, if it's illness or relationship struggles, whatever it is, Lord, please, I just ask that you would be with them in those situations and in those struggles. I ask that you would place your hand on them and that your will would be done in their lives. I thank you, praise you, and ask all of these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. It has been an hour, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out for this long. Have a wonderful week. I will talk to you all later. And if you need me, you know where to find me. Thank you. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.